Capricorn, how's it going? Happy October. This is a monthly reading for the month of October for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus Capricorn signs. So let's jump on in. I'm gonna pull a archetype card to set the whole reading off for you guys. Now remember, these are general readings, so if it doesn't resonate, take what does and leave the rest. And be sure to check out your weekly readings as they become available. All right, Capricorn, your archetype card is the animal this month. Let's jump into what that means for you. Animal. Now this card will provide guidance for you for the whole month of October. The animal, the beast, the wild one, the she-wolf. We are mammals. The hair on our chest and between our legs remind us so. We try hard to deny our unrefined animalistic nature, yet through this archetype we tap into power and direction. Activating the animal within means reawakening our relationship to nature in the most broad and embodied sense. Drinking from waterfalls, roaring at the moon, opening eyes underwater, eating berries from the vine. The life force of our planet begs us to set down the devices, the constraints, and the social constructs and remember the warm blood that pulses through our veins. The animal longs for breath, food, procreation, and physicality. It wants soil under our nails and starlight on our skin. If this all sounds terribly unsophisticated to you, take note that it is said when Buddha became enlightened, he roared like a great lion. Notice your resistance to the animal within. Where does it come from? What has it kept you from doing, wild one? The animal demands we get comfortable in our own skin. The minute you accept, express, and celebrate the physical body, you tap into animal energy. When light, vital, elemental, alive, dances. When dark, savagery, pent-up emotion, lashing out. Go deeper. Listen to the audio recording of Mary Oliver reading Wild Geese. Repeat every morning for 1 week. I do love that poem. Okay. I'm gonna pull a Celtic cross spread for your monthly reading and some tea leaf cards for you. All right, Capricorn. And of course, I will show you those, but after we have done your monthly overview. Okay. This is a reading for Capricorn for the month of October 2025. I'll shuffle 3 times, split the deck into 3, and then just draw from the top. Nice energy so far. Move these over here a little bit. Okay, Cap, in your recent past, you have the 5 of Pentacles, which is a feeling of being left out, being forgotten, poverty, feeling like an outsider. That's your past, right? But in your present energy, you have the Magician. And so you are in a state of manifestation, bringing your goals to life, You are also crossed by the Queen of Cups, which means you are very emotionally attached to what you are manifesting. You are nurturing something to bring it into fruition. This is a great feeling for the month overall. In your future, you have the Knight of Pentacles, so it does feel like you are planting the seeds for new projects to take shape. It does seem like you're working with fertile ground here. So what you are currently planning is going to pay off. It may just take a little bit of time for that to happen. In your above, we have the Four of Wands, which is, people noticing. You really want people to notice you. This is like your aspirations, right? You want to be able to be seen as like riding in on your high horse, saving the day, being celebrated for your work, your hard work, your accomplishments. You also, in your below, your subconscious, you have this want, which you may not realize, but you're really hoping to have like a celebration. It could be like a marriage. You're hoping for like a very harmonious relationship to come of this. Even if it's something that you kind of put out of your head a little bit, that's kind of like in your subconscious there. You could be motivated by a deep connection that you are not yet ready to acknowledge, possibly. In your advice section, you have the Judgment card. This is a card of not being the same after you hear this. You come to an understanding, and it has changed pretty much the way you think about something, the way that you're handling something. That's your judgment for the month. And it's something that cannot be ignored. It may provide a new way of like seeing the whole world. Like maybe your paradigm shifts when this information comes in for you. In your external factors, you have the Three of Swords, which is something that you really, really wanted, or something you really, really cared about, is just ending. And because this is a mental suit, swords are a mental suit, the way we're thinking about something, it's really the way that you're thinking about something is probably the most impactful part of that situation. And so because it's external, it isn't something that you can control completely, but you can control the way that you're thinking about it. In your hopes and or fears, you have the Queen of Pentacles, which, I'm seeing if your goal here, in your near future, is the Knight of Pentacles, and it makes sense that you would want to be nurturing. You want to be nurturing your hard work, everything that you've put in there, and that's good because it does seem like it is going to happen for you. The final outcome here for the month, it says, is the Five of Cups. And the Five of Cups is like a disappointment in something that you have really wanted at one point, but then you realize that it doesn't serve the same purpose it used to for you. It could be like maybe you really wanted to start out in a certain career path when you were younger, and then you got there and you realized like this really isn't for me. I remember I used to really I love to help people, and I used to think like, oh, maybe I should just be a nurse. And my father helped me get like an assistant job in training at the local hospital. And the first day I went there, then in the morning they were teaching us like how to do enemas, watching videos, and I was like, I don't know if this is really for me. And then they said, after lunch, we're going to go down to the morgue and we're going to bathe some of the patients who recently passed away. And I was sitting in the cafeteria and I was like, you know what? I don't really think that this is for me. And I just left. I just walked out. I was 18. Doesn't mean that like I shouldn't have said something, but I didn't say anything and I just left, and I've never looked back. So it could be, in that long-winded story, it could be that something that you once thought like you really wanted and you worked for, you know, just wasn't for you. I mean, I was even taking nursing classes. I was like all in until, yeah, you got to touch dead people. So like, you know, I don't think this is really for me. Anyway, I'm going to do a clarifier on your 5 of Cups here on your outcome for the month. One clarifier, please, for Capricorn. And, you know, I have so much respect for nurses, doctors, all of those medical professionals who are obviously much more braver than I am. Thank you all for what you do. Okay, your clarifying card here. Yeah, this is, you got the Six of Swords. You're definitely going to be moving on into like calmer waters, putting the stuff that doesn't serve you behind anymore. So that's actually a really good outcome for the month of October. And you know, if we're leaning into that animal archetype card that you just got at the beginning of this reading, and you're following, you really just should be following your passions, your heart, you know, reconnecting with nature. I think if you're feeling a little bit stuck in your feels, in your head, it may be a good opportunity for you to like take a walk in the moonlight, go touch a tree, you know, like be present in the world around you so you aren't really stuck in your head. Because, you know, this is a swords card, this is a swords card, and it could just be the way that you're thinking about something. If you change the way you're thinking about it, it may help you more than really anything else, honestly. Okay, and your tea leaf cards that had come out, I'll read these in the order they came. You have Vulture, depression, anxiety, worry that someone is against you. Dogs, getting together with friends. Claw, be careful, do not take risks. Caterpillar, things will not always be this way, a change is coming. Casket, someone going out of your life or the end of a situation. Coins, money will be coming to you. And Wheel, indecisiveness, allowing your life to ramble aimlessly. You know, it kind of goes back to what I said earlier with this Vulture card, the depression and something moving out of your life, you know, worrying about taking risks. It definitely could be the way that you're thinking about something is going to be your greatest asset this month. Just getting the way you're thinking about something straight. Okay. What's next for you guys? Your angel number cards. Okay. I had to write all these down. I think for the next readings I won't include so many cards. I hope it's not been confusing. I've only wanted it to be helpful, but we'll see. All right, Capricorn. One angel number card, please, for Cap. All right, Capricorn, you have 1010. Trust the journey. Clarity, patience, momentum, insight, happiness, progress, self-discovery, unconditional love. It's time to turn your long-held ideas into action. Soon you'll connect with the right people, encounter favorable circumstances, and access the necessary resources. As a result, you'll experience joy and new opportunities. Trust the journey and have faith in the process. All right, Capricorn. Now we'll do week by week. I'm going to pull one card for Capricorn for each week of the month of October. One card for Cap for each week of the month of October 2025. right, for your first week, the first full week of October, you have King of Swords. King of Swords is looked up to. He's a leader. He is the boss energy. The king sees everything. No bullshit with the king. The king is there to like cut things out that don't serve them anymore. It's a great card if you do have the Magician in the heart of your spread, because the king is able to manifest and, you know, cut out the things that aren't going to lead to that final outcome that they want, right? So embrace that energy for that first week of October. For the second week of October, you have the Two of Swords. And the Two of Swords is about having to make a decision. It could feel like a complicated situation where you don't really know how to, you're not really sure like which way to go. But the Two of Swords is about kind of leaning into your intuition and saying, you know, in your heart of your hearts, you know exactly which way to go. So trust that you will be making the right decision that second week of October. For the third week of October, we have the Emperor. Wow. You are in some boss energy, dude. Like this month for you, Capricorn. Emperor, like nobody F's with the Emperor, right? Emperor is determined, can take over whole, like, just has armies. People believe in this person. They, you know, like, there's no stopping the Emperor. Once you have your mindset and you are clearly thinking about something, it seems like there will be no stopping Capricorn that third week of October. The fourth week of October, you have the Knight of Wands. And this could be like a message coming in for you, relating to something that you're passionate about, something that you are excited to be working on. Very quickly, this message will be coming in for you that fourth week of October. Sounds like you've got an awesome month ahead, Capricorn. Let's close this reading off with one Soul Truth card, and this will be your homework for the whole month of October. All right. One Soul Truth card for Capricorn, please. One Soul Truth card for Cap for the month of October 2025. All right. That's too many cards. Just one. We'll get there, Cap. We'll get there. Oh, I guess this is it. All right. What am I waiting for? Someone else to do it for me? That is your question for this month, Capricorn. Are you waiting on someone else before you can take the big leap? What if you were to take life into your hands and forge your own unique path? Well, if that isn't the Magician card, I really don't know what is. Hi, Bailey. My dog's here to say hi to Capricorn. Put your heart into action and ask yourself, what risk can you take to move forwards in your dreams? Make a decision and do it. No more waiting for others. Do it scared and take the leap. Your homework this month, Capricorn. No more thinking, only doing. Be brave and you will discover what you really are made of. Wild soul, strong heart, can't lose. Well, Capricorn, you've had quite the reading. It does sound like there's going to be a lot of progress this month for you. A lot of internal work, but you've got it. You can handle it, and it will really pay off in the long run. So I'm excited to see how this works out for you this month. Capricorn, be sure to check out your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus readings as well for a more complete overview of the month ahead. Also check out your weekly readings, and, you know, subscribe and let me know in the comments if any of this resonated. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for being here, Cap. Have a great October. Bye.